In this video, we're going to take a look at the hammer and hanging man candlestick patterns. So a hammer has a long wick to the downside, and then we'll have a body that is relatively small, like so. And I'll just fill it in there, but that's basically what a hammer looks like. And the idea is that this is the handle, and that's the mallet part of the hammer. So what does this suggest? It suggests that in a situation where you have that candlestick, that traders tried to rally, they fell, and they came back, and something like that has happened. Well, think about what's going on in the mindset of traders out there. There are sellers that are now losing money, and most certainly will if we break above the top of that candlestick for the hour or the day or whatever it is. In this case, it happens to be the hour. So here we have a hammer, and it shows a reversal. Think about what happens. Everybody who is going along with the downtrend in the Swiss franc Japanese yen pair here continues to sell on a break down below support, but it gets turned around and we ended up forming a hammer. Now, there are several hammers here, and that's not that uncommon on short-term charts like the hourly chart. You can see that we're starting to see a lot of support come in. These are 4 different hammers. And with that being the case, it's only a matter of time before we take off to the upside. And so how do you trade that? Well, the easiest way is to let the hammer form and then take a trade about 5 to 10 pips above the top of it, because this ensures that everybody in this candlestick that is short of this market has now the prospect of losing money. So you can see that the next candlestick after the hammer rose slightly, enough to get you into the trade. We pulled back, and then it led the charge much higher. Hammers are very important candlesticks. They're very crucial. You can see here's another example of one. We pulled back, and then we rallied quite nicely. On higher time frames, they do matter more. So a weekly hammer outweighs an hourly hammer. So the hanging man pattern is the exact same candlestick, except for, in this case, the candlestick is at the top of an uptrend, So it shows in this scenario that we're rallying, and then we get into the day, rally a bit more, we pull back, and then we stabilize. And anybody who's long at this point thinks, okay, well, it looks like we're going to go ahead and try to push higher. But once you break down below the bottom of that, this hammer-like candle becomes what is known as a hanging man. That's a very negative sign. It shows that not only have everybody who got involved in this candlestick starting to lose money, that's a sign of serious support being broken, because we've already bounced from there. So you will see these at the top of rallies, and there's actually 2 right there, so that's a really good example. We're obviously in a nice uptrend in the Canadian dollar Japanese yen pair. So once we break down below the first one, technically that's a sell signal, and that is most certainly a sell signal once you've broken down 2 of them. And you can see that we fell almost immediately. Now, it happens time and time again, especially on shorter term charts. You can see that this was a short-term sell there as well. But much like the hammer, the key is to trade it after we've broken below the bottom of it. If we break above the top of it, then that's just a continuation of the uptrend. So, in conclusion, a hammer, same candlestick shape, shows a reversal of a downtrend, and a hanging man shows a reversal of an uptrend. Just think of it this way. Support and resistance comes into play in this particular candlestick. That is a lot of support in theory. If it gets turned around and it breaks to the upside, then everybody's losing money at the bottom of a downtrend that got involved that day or that candlestick. If it's at the top of an uptrend, Everybody is feeling good. There's stability there. It looks like we're going to continue. But if we turn around and smash through the back of that, everybody's losing money. And now it suddenly looks not quite as strong as it once was. In the next video, we'll take a look at inverted hammers and shooting stars.